It's okay. Okay, now it's correct already. Okay, so let me go for the. So we already finished the Indriya. Okay. Okay, today we are going for the Bala. Okay, so all these number you all just try to calculate by yourself. Okay, I'm not so fond of number. All right, Bala. Bala means power. Okay, in Pali, actually there are two words with this Bala. Just for you to. Okay, this one Bala means like now. Okay, so strength, power, force, army, military force. Okay, so you can see this word in some of the Indian people. They also have this name called Bala. Right. So another one is the B with the long A. Yeah, this is another one. Okay. So this Bala is different meaning. It means that young in years, ignorance, foolish, a child. Okay. Or with the long A is a female. Okay. It's a girl, but this Bala means young. So there are two. So make sure you don't get wrong pronunciation. This is Bala means foolish people. For example, in the Mangala Sutta, you had this Asewana cha Bala nam. Don't associate with the foolish people. That is Bala here. Okay. Here this Bala means power. So there are different pronunciation. This is Bala with a long A, and this Bala means foolish. So make sure you all get the right pronunciation. Okay, so Bala means power. It's divided into nine. Sada, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. So you see this in the Indriya. All right. So remember when we study the Indriya, in the above, you also see Sada, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. So why is it repeated here? Because the Indriya here just means a dominant factor. Like your faith is dominant, effort is dominant, mindfulness, concentration, wisdom is dominant. All right. But when it comes to Bala, Bala means it's a power. It means that the Indriya mentioned above here is more powerful. It's actually unshakable. So that's why it's repeat. The Dhamma is same, but the Dhamma is repeat here. So you have Sada, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya, same as Indriya. So if you have print out the book, I suggest you all kind of like write this one, okay? Because this one is, you can just write down, it's a Indriya. Same like above. So it's a 5. Okay, so these are Indriya, but here is Bala. Bala, okay? So after that, you got Hiri Otapa. Anyway, remember all this, you come across this in the Chetasika. So to study this chapter, you need to remember the those Chetasika you study before. So all these are actually Chetasika. So Sada, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya, all these are very good Chetasika, wholesome one. Hiri Otapa, okay, also good one. Right. Ahirika, Anutapa. Shamelessness, fearlessness are considered bad one because like shameless, not afraid to do bad things and not afraid of the result of the bad things. Okay. So we see this before. Now, here the last two are only the evil state. This means the Ahirika and Anupata. They belong to Akusala. So you need to write down. So these two are only belong to the, okay, these two, Akusala, right? Then the above Sada, Sati, Panya, Hiri, Otapa. So up to this one, Hiri, Otapa. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. But there are some mixed one. Okay. Wait, clear off again. Right. So Sada, Sati, Panya, Hiri, Otapa. Wait. So we just do it. So this Sada, sati, panya, kiri, otapa. So they are mix of kusala. All right, kusala means wholesome. Abhyagata. All right, so this I will leave the question to brother Ko. Is he here? All right. Okay, now other two viriya and ekagata. All right, so these three are mixed. So this you got this one and ekagata. Ekagata is this one. All right. So you this one are kusala, akusa, abhyagata. So you have three of them. All right. Kusala, akusa, abhyagata. This means that it can be wholesome, unwholesome, and abhyagata means actually this one is we use the word in the term in the term I think yeah not decide at the what whether it's a wholesome or unwholesome. So it can be both. Normally this one refer to the kriya and vipaka chitta. Okay. So I think when we study more about the chitta, we'll come across this term again. Anyway, it's considered as neither wholesome and unwholesome, so it considered indeterminate. So there's a specific term here. All right. So for this question, so I'm going to ask. Uh, is Brother Ko around? Is Brother Ko here? No. Okay, I think Brother Ko is not around. Okay, for you all, look at this question, all right? Now, remember, we studied Viriya Ekagata before, but why is it Viriya Ekagata can be Akusala here? Shilin, can you remember? Try.
'Cause, to do akusala, effort may be required also, and have to focus as well to
Why is
do.
it required? Why is it required?
I don't know, Saish.
Required it. Okay, the hint is remember the Meganga, the path. There are how many paths we studied before? How many
Sorry?
paths we start? We studied the Meganga, right? The chapter, the part on Meganga. How many paths? How many possible paths? Remember the above we studied the Mega before? Okay. Remember we studied Mega. I think you all forget after the holiday. We studied this before, right? Okay. So the answer is here. Can you see here? Just now, why is it the Viriya? Okay, I go back here. Why is it the Viriya and Ekagata are kusala, akusala? It can be wholesome, unwholesome. The answer is in the here. Now, can you look at this and consider? Or Chai Hun?
Here it says there's wrong effort,
Ah, yes. Okay.
wrong
You have
effort.
the
And,
another one is
A cannot be
yes, wrong effort. Another one will be
Right concentration, wrong concentration.
right,
wrong
right, right.
effort.
Okay, right. Concentration, wrong effort. Okay. So I think you all after Chinese New Year, you all forget everything. All right. Actually, Abhidhamma it is not a kind of like piece of puzzle, it is many puzzle fixed together. So to go for that Bala chapter, you have to come to this, remember this mega, right? You have right effort. Remember last time we say the path leading to Nibbana, leading to the Sugati. But they also the path leading to what? To the four willful states. So you have wrong concentration, like you fishing, people go for fishing or people want to hunt the animals. So when they want to use the gun, when they want to kill somebody, even they point the gun. Do you think there is concentration there? Yes, because when the moment they point the gun, they have to focus on the object. Like the I think you all heard about the what the one of the famous one. He was being shoot right during the election time. So people need to point the gun and very specific point at that person. So they also have wrong concentration. It's a concentration, but it's wrong concentration. They also got effort, but wrong effort. Okay. Now, Shilin, are you clear about this?
Yes.
Clear? Okay. All right. So to come to Bala, so I was thinking about this yesterday. Yeah. Okay. All right. So only this viriya, effort, and concentration are mixed between wholesome, unwholesome, and indeterminate. How do I? Indeterminate. This means the abhyakata. Abhyakata means mixed between. It's neither wholesome, unwholesome. It's in middle. All right. So I think in Chitta we didn't go through, but this refer to this abhyakata. Indeterminate. So it's neither kusala nor akusala. So that means the answer can be vipaka and kriya, right? So because all this, when we say talking about kriya, is we remember when we talk about kriya happened to who? To Arahan, all right? When like Sariputra offer robe to the other monks, it's not Mahakusala. So it's a Kriya. So that's why at that time he also got faith, he also got effort, he also got concentration, he also got mindfulness, he also got wisdom. All right. So Abhyakata is possible for Sada, Sati, Panya, Hiri, or Tapa. All right. But only the Viriya, Ekata, Kata are mixed between wholesome, unwholesome, and Abhyakata. All right. So can follow so far? Okay. If okay, no question, we look for the other books for more explanation. All right. So Bhikkhu Bodhi. Okay, now these 9 powers. All right, now the Bala is power. Okay, so what is possible translation for Bala? Remember, it's a not the long A, it's a Bala. So beside the word power, yes, it's strength, power, force, even the word army. Right. That's why I remember there's a lot of Indian people, the male, the name is Bala, Bala, military force. All right. So that's the meaning power. So when the Indriya you see earlier on come to become Bala, it means that they are very strong because they cannot be shaken by their opposites and they strengthen their adjuncts. Adjuncts means those arise together, like the Chitta and Chitta and other Chetasika. So already mentioned 1, 3, 5, 6, 7 may be wholesome and in the terminate. That's the Abhyakata. And 8 and 9, and this is actually like just now. It's already mentioned just now. Okay. So we are going to look for another book. Okay. No, this one. Okay, now Shirley, can you read this one? This part.
Starting from why are they called?
Yes,
Is it?
yes. Yes.
Why are they called Bala or power? There are 2 reasons why they are called Bala. One reason is that they cannot be shaken by their opposites. When there is Saddha, strong faith, it cannot be shaken by non-faith. When there is strong Viriya, it cannot be shaken by laziness. But if your Viriya is not strong, if Viriya does not reach the stage of Bala, then laziness may win. You will lose. When it reaches the stage of Bala, or power, or strength, it cannot be shaken by its opposite, laziness. One reason for them being called power is that they cannot be shaken by their opposites. Another reason they are called Bala is that they strengthen their concomitants. They strengthen their concomitants and they cannot be shaken by their opposites.
Okay, thank you. All right. So this means that in meditation, we have to develop our Indriya. Remember, we studied the Indriya before. I better show you all. I think you all after holiday, you all forget so many things. Okay. So right. So we see the Indriya in the earlier chapters. All right. So all this part. 119, all right? So in the Indriya, so everybody of us, we have the Indriya. We have faith, but it might not strong. We also have Virya, effort. We also got mindfulness. We also got Samadhi, concentration. We also got Panya. But this is considered as Indriya. So in meditation, we have to develop until this Indriya become Bala. So that's the purpose of meditation. You have to develop until, like mentioned just now, they can conquer. For example, when you have strong effort, then you can conquer the laziness. If you have strong faith, sada, you can control your non-faith. So then it cannot be shaken by it, right? So that's the reason why they are called power. There's a first reason. They cannot be shaken by the opposites, means that like effort will overcome laziness, and then your faith will overcome non-faith or disbelief. Another reason they are called Bala because they strengthen their commitments, means that their Chitta and Chaitasika, they arise together. All right. So these are 2 points. So you all can just copy or whatever. All right. Okay. Thomas, can you read this one? Thomas?
Among the balas, some are good. Almost all of them are good. Ahirika bala and Anotapa bala are akusala. It is said in the books that akusala cannot eradicate kusala, but kusala can eradicate akusala. Magga is kusala. Magga can eradicate akusala. But no akusala can eradicate kusala. We are fortunate, otherwise we would not get kusala. Ahirika bala and Anotapa bala are called power, although they can be shaken by their opposites. They can be shaken by their opposites because they are akusala. So they can be eradicated by kusala. They are called power because they are strong in their concomitants. They strengthen their concomitants. They may be strong by themselves, but when they meet with strong kusala states, they cannot stand. They will lose. The first 7 are called power for both reasons. They cannot be shaken by their opposites, and also they strengthen their concomitants. Virya bala and Samadhi bala cannot be shaken by their opposites only when accompanying wholesome states of consciousness, but they can be shaken when they accompany unwholesome states of consciousness. The last 2 are called power only because they strengthen their concomitants. Unlike the wholesome balas, these 2 unwholesome balas can be shaken by their opposites.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. All right. So the main thing is Bala can be good or bad. So we already see just now. All right. But the main thing here, they say kusala can eradicate akusala. That's very important, because we see our mind all the time. I mean, so everybody be honest, you most of the time you have lots of greed. Sometimes you get very irritated, you get angry or even hatred, just for very small things. So our mind actually you can say full of defilements, honestly speaking. All right. So if we have so many defilements, then what's the point of practice meditation? But the problem is we need to try and get the right knowledge here. According to Abhidhamma, kusala can eradicate akusala. So that's why Magga, there's the highest kusala. All right, Magga actually the highest kusala. There's a path here. The path can eradicate defilements in the moment of Nibbana. All right, right. But no akusala can eradicate kusala. So we are very fortunate here. All right, because if not, there's no point of practicing meditation. Forever our mind will be full of defilements. So ultimately, of course, the purpose of Theravada Buddhism is to attain Nibbana, to attain Magga Phala, all right, path and knowledge fusion. I think it's quite clear here. So I focus more on Dhamma because I try to skip some of the numbers, just more on Dhamma. Okay, if no question, we go for the next one. All right, so we finished Indriya. Today we finished the Bala. Balas mean power, strength, even like the words means army. Now, next one is Adhipati. Adhipati actually is very important in our life. You can say the Buddhism start in this world because of this Adhipati. So later there will be a story about the Kalam Buddha. he actually aspired to be a Buddha because of this Adhipati, right? Especially this Chanda Adhipati. Now, to study Abhidhamma, you need to learn Pali words, and also it's good to learn Pali words also. So Thomas, sign up for my Pali class next week, next year. Okay, Adhipati. Now, the meaning of is English translated as dominant, but there is a lord, master, ruler. So it actually is two words here, Adi. So you already see the word Adi in the word Abhidhamma. All right. Abhidhamma is also high. Abhi and Dhamma, high Dhamma. So another one is Adi also. Okay. Adi means here is sometimes we translate with the word overlord, you know. So if we take a word Pati is a lord, Adi is a overlord. Okay, so this Adi has a meaning or emphasis. It's like strong master. So also like the Abhidhamma means a higher Dhamma. So the prefix here, we are talking about the word prefix. Okay. So now what's the meaning of Pati? Yeah, you heard the word Gahapati, householder, for those who learn Bali. All right. No, this one Pati. P-A-T-I. Okay. Now, Pati means lord, husband, right? Master. So master of the house, Gahapati. So if this is a lord, so Adhipati means strong lord or overlord. Sometimes the old English they translate with the word overlord means a strong master. All right. So that's the meaning of Adhipati. All right, just come to it. Now, the word is translated dominant. Sometimes we can use the word predominant or strong dominant. Anyway, there are different English. So just remember the word Adhipati. Divided to four, Chanda Adhipati. Viriya. All right, we see Viriya a few times already. So that means that this Viriya in Dhamma is actually very important because we see many times already. Chanda, Viriya, Chitta, Vimamsa. And actually, to remember this, I'll tell you a very simple shortcut. All right. So you actually see the word C and C, and you see the word V and V. So you just remember there are two pair of C and V. So Chanda, Viriya, Chitta, Vimamsa. That's how we remember. Chanda means desire or wish. All right. So there are various translations. Because if we use the word desire, sometimes desire is always associated with unwholesome. So sometimes better use the word wish. So that's another translation. I think act to do, something like that. All right. Viriya, you already know the word effort or energy. Chitta is just chitta. All right. And Vimamsa is wisdom. But actually, Vimamsa, there's also various translation. Okay. Sometimes we use the word vimamsa to show that like we investigate something. Okay. Yeah, all right. So when we inquire something, we can use this one vimamsa. So inquiry, pondering is like you investigate the Dhamma in a uh, according to wisdom way. All right. So there's other translation here. So we just take it wisdom and wisdom. Okay. So inquiry, vimamsa. Yeah, all right. So consideration, examination, test, investigation, and so on. So that means that you investigate the Dhamma. So if you have desire, but that's not enough, you need to have effort, all right? And you need to have strong mind. And then you need a kind of factor here to really investigate, consider. Let's say if you see the Namarupa, you need to investigate the Namarupa to see it arising and passing away, to see anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So that's the function of this vimamsa. All right, here in the mental state, Chanda is present in 52 Chavana Chittas with the Adhipati is called Chanda Adhipati. Mental state Viriya is present with 52 Javana Chitta with Adhipati is called Viriya Adhipati. And then Chitta, and then another one is 34 Tihe Tuka Javana. all this number actually is not really included in this basic level. It's more for the intermediate level. All right. So if you're interested to know this, maybe I'll ask Brother Ko. Brother Ko, can you find out the numbers and share with the student later? The 52 and 34. Brother Ko? He's a senior here.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, you try. All right. That's your task. Okay, now this is important here. Okay, yeah, this 52, how you get this 52 and 34. Later, you just share on the WhatsApp group. All right. Now, the difference between Adhipati and Indriya. All right, just now we see few words already. Indriya, we see the Bala, and we see now Adhipati. Now, Adhipati is the state of being absolutely dominant. All right. So there's the, I think you try to explain the word Adi. Pati, all right. Adi, absolutely dominant is the pati. While Indriya is a state of being dominant just in its own case. All right. So there's no more explanation here. So we look at the Bhikkhu Bodhi book. Sorry. Mhm. Is the cursor is up and down. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all. Okay, next student, join me in the reading. Sister Go, can you read? Sister Go.
The predominants are factors which dominate their connaissance states in undertaking and accomplishing difficult or important tasks. The difference between the predominants and the facilities lies in the degree and range of their control. A predominant exercises supreme control over the entire chitta, while a faculty exercises control only in its respective sphere. Thus, whereas several faculties can be present in a single chitta, only one predominant can be present at any given time. In this respect, a predominant is compared to a king who, as the sole head of state, lords over all his ministers, while the faculties are compared to the ministers who can govern their own districts but cannot interfere with others.
Yeah. Okay, this one. Yes.
Mm.
You can continue.
The,
Yeah, continue. Yeah.
the four predominants are the Cetasika desire, that is, desire to act, which should not be confused with Lobha, desire as greed. The Cetasika energy, Chitta, and Cetasika wisdom, here called investigation, desire, energy, and Chitta, become predominants only in 52 Javana Chittas, the two rooted in delusion and the Arahant's smiling consciousness being the exceptions. Investigation become a predominant only in the 34 three-rooted Javana Chittas. Only one state can be a predominant at a time, and then only when it dominates the connaissance states. The predominant investigation may be wholesome or indeterminate. The other predominants are of all three ethical qualities.
Okay. All right. I think the last one, thank you. All right. So the last one is saying, okay. So the investigation, that is the vimansa, wisdom. It can be wholesome, kusala, or indeterminate. All right. Then the others can be wholesome, unwholesome, and also the this one, indeterminate. So this means that, all right, like this one, it can be kusala, akusala. So you're going to write down. So it can be kusala, akusala, and abhyagata. Kusala, akusala, abhyagata. kusala abhyagata. Because when we have desire, it can be good desire kusala, it also can be bad desire akusala. So effort also can be good or bad. So we already see just now. So the mind also can be good or bad. Alright. So we have kusala mind, akusala mind, and abhyagata. And then only the vimansa can be kusala and abhyagata. So abhyagata I already mentioned just now. Abhyagata sometimes just refer to the word this abhyagata means refer to the vipaka chitta, or here in this case will be kriya chitta. Alright, so here will be kriya chitta. Kriya chitta is the one that, like for example, the done by the arahant. Okay, so you can make a note here according to this bhikkhu body explanation. So, that's a trying to say here. The predominant investigation may be wholesome and indeterminate. The other predominant can be all three ethical qualities. Ethical quality means this one, kusala, akusala, abhyagata. Right. So that's why it's a kind of like need to read between few books. Because when I start to learn Abhidhamma, so actually it's not easy. I learn Abhidhamma without teacher. All right. I learn Abhidhamma actually without a teacher. Later when I go to my university, I get to learn from the teacher. Okay, so you can write down yourself. All right, so I think is you finish copying, I will move to the next one. Āhāra. Yeah, we still need to look at for another book. Okay. Now, Adhipati here. So this is the handbook of Abhidhamma. Okay, next student, Sister Veera Oi, can you read?
Good evening, Saji. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Adhipati. The next group is the Adhipati, predominance.
Oh, okay,
There-
sorry, sir. Not this Adhipati, we already finished, sorry. We are at the, are we in the Adhipati? Oh, yeah.
You say
Oh, yeah,
āhāra.
sorry, sir. Yeah, no, yeah, it's correct. So, yeah. Right. Are we in the right page? Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, you can continue, sorry. Yes.
Adhipati, is it, Saji?
Oh, yeah, Adhipati, yes.
The next
Okay.
Adhipati, the next group is the Adhipati, predominance. There are 4 Adhipatis. Adhipati means lord or overlord, a person who has absolute power. The predominants are factors which dominate the chittas to which they belong in undertaking and accomplishing difficult or important tasks. Saji, please. That is the explanation in the guide.
I think you can read this one. Here, they, this one. Right.
They also exercise authority. Therefore, we should understand the difference between Indriya and Adipati. Adipati is an overlord. It exercises supreme control over the concomitants. The Indriyas are not like that. Indriyas exercise control in their own domain, but not over others. Adipati is compared to a king who has absolute power over everything. The Indriyas are compared to the ministers who have authority in their own offices, but they do not have authority over other ministers. That is the difference. Since Adipati is the overlord exercising absolute power, there can be only one Adipati at a time. If there were 2, they would not be compatible with one another because they would have to share authority. There can only be one Adipati at a time, while there can be many faculties at the same time.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Thank you,
So,
Saji.
okay, if you have the book, you can just underline this point. Okay. Only one Adipati, but there are many Indriya, right? So you can have only one Adhipati there, but there can be many Indriya. Because remember, Indriya including the eye, ear, nose. Of course, eye, ear, nose can function at that time, right? By in their own domain, but they only Adhipati. So let's say, what's the meaning only one? So if we have just now the four of them, okay. So go back to the notes just now. So that means that if you have four Adhipati, only one can take place at one time. You cannot have Chanda Adhipati and Vriya Adhipati at the same time. It must be either Chanda is very strong, then the others will be very weak. If Vriya is very strong, others will be weak. Not to say very weak, but weaker in comparison. All right. So if your Vimamsa, actually for all the Vipassana practitioner, you all should develop this one because this one is very important, right? For you to see the Namarupa. If Vimamsa is very strong, others will be weaker in comparison. So that's the meaning only one Adhipati. But there will be many, we already see 22 Indriya. So all the Indriya, they are functioning at different domain. Like just now you say, if Adhipati is like king, so this one will be function as the, we already studied the Indriya, right? So I hope you all remember in the 2 weeks ago. So all these are function in their own domain, like the minister control on one department. So the Adhipati is like a king. So Indriya like minister. So the eye will control the eye function, ear will control the ear function. Okay, and so on. So we already see this before. Anyway, there will be many Indriya at one time, but Adhipati will be only one. Okay, clear. So that's trying to mention about this. So just very easy to remember. Okay, there's all the numbers here, we skip it. All right. Now, it's very interesting for the word chanda. So we need to know the word chanda. Sometimes, of course, we can have different translation like just now, wish or desire. Impulse, wish, desire. So it can have other meaning like intention, resolution, wish for, delight for. Okay, all right. So there are many desire. So chanda is always translated desire, but sometimes I think wish is quite good because it can have a good wish. You can have good wish for people. All right. So chanda and loba is different, because sometimes you say you have desire. If you talking about the word chanda is desire, so it sounds like loba because loba is also like desire for something, but it's different here. All right, because chanda just means the will to do, the desire to do. So chanda can be adipati or predominant. When chanda is a predominating, then other committants they have to follow it. Other committants means the other associate chitta and chetasika that arise with it have to follow it. So that's the reason here. Now it's interesting for we to see this one. Okay. Okay, next person. Brother Lee, you can read.
The chanda of the Bodhisattva Sumedha was so great that if someone would say, if you can walk over a field of glowing embers from this side of the world to the other side of the world, then you will become a Buddha. Then he would walk on those glowing embers. Such was Sumedha, thus chanda at that time. Sometimes chanda can be predominating. When chanda is predominating, you can accomplish things. The same is true for Briyatipati, the second one. Briya can be predominant. You have so much energy, you have so much effort that you are successful in your undertakings. Number 3 is Chitta, Chitta-tipati. Chitta can be predominant. When Chitta is predominant, you can accomplish things. Number 4 is Vimarsatipati. Investigation predominance. Actually, investigation means not just investigating, but understanding after investigation. Therefore, it is identified with Amoha or Panya. There are four Adhipatis. Sometimes Chanda is Adhipati, sometimes Viriya, sometimes Chitta, sometimes Vimamsa is Adhipati.
Okay, thank you. All right. So that's the meaning of Adhipati. I think it's very easy to remember. Just not just the word dominant. I think predominant is better. Or if you want to direct translate from the Pali, overlord. Over is a Adi, Pati is Lord. Right. So Chanda, Viriya, Chitta, Vimasa. Actually, in any meditation, you all should really have this one. If you don't have this one, you give up easily. So even like the just now mentioned the wish of the Bodhisattva. Okay. And how do we have Buddha, because of this chanda? The Bodhisattva Sumedha, the current Buddha, Gautama Buddha, in a past life, when he meet the Dipankara Buddha. So I hope you all remember the story. So to receive a prophecy to become a Buddha, the person he must be receive kind of like confirmation that he is a Bodhisattva, right? So he must meet a living Buddha. So in the past, when he meet a Buddha Dipankara, so he has a very strong chanda to become the future Buddha. So the wish is so strong, even like a person say, oh, the from this world to another world, there's a few of growing embers. So of course, when you walk over that, it will very hot, burn the feet, and then the life will be in danger. And then, but if you can do it, you can become the Buddha. But the Bodhisattva Sumedha, yeah, the wish is so great that he will not give up, right? So he will persevere. That's how he fulfill his parami from many lifetime, right? So chanda is very important. Whatever you want to do in meditation, or some of you are doing some in Burmese we call it parahita. Parahita means charity work, or you're helping people like Thomas. Okay, so make sure your wish is very strong. All right. So, but when you have to wish, you also must have effort. If you have wish, but you don't do anything, then it will not achieve. All right. So you need to have a wish to do something. You need to maybe be able to lead people. But after that, you also need to fulfill it by having effort. Then when difficulties come to you, then you make sure your mind is very strong. All right. That's important. After that, at the same time, make sure you have wisdom, because if you have strong desire to do something, chanda, but if you don't do it in the right way, then if you do it in the wrong way, whatever effort you do is actually wasted. So make sure whatever you do is with the wisdom. All right. Okay. So I think we will break 5 minutes, then we continue later. Okay. Okay. So we have few dhamma here mentioned. So you already see the word Indriya. Okay, so the earlier one, you already see the word. So the Indriya is faculty or controlling faculty. Then they can be few at one time. Then you have the word Adhipati, means predominant or overload. Direct translation will be overload. Okay. For example, you have fate, sada. Sada is fate. Then you also become here. You become not sada here. Okay. Then you have another one just now, sorry. Bala. Bala is also sada. Okay. I'll make it here so you all can see the relationship. So it's a kind of like close reference. All right. So Indriya, when it become very strong, it become Bala. So your faith is maybe sometimes you have some faith in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Maybe because you have some faith, it's not a lot. But when it come to Bala, it becomes strong. All right. Strong faith. After that, because of strong faith, sometimes you have the Adhipati, then you have the Chanda, you have the desire, all right? Desire want to do something because of your strong faith. That's why when people have strong faith, they desire to offer the food to the Sangha, desire to help people. Okay. So you can see how Dhamma happen in us. It's the same Dhamma, same Sada, but it become stronger and stronger and stronger, and it leads to another state of things. So your Sada become from the Indriya, become Bala, strong. Then after that, it changed to another form, become Adhipati. So because of desire, then not just Adhipati, you need to plus the Viriya, effort. Right? Then you need to have the Chitta, and then finally with the Mimamsa. Alright. So remember how to remember. Just now I already tell you. C, V, C, V. Remember like this easier. Okay. Okay. Now at this point, any question before we continue with another one, āhāra? Any question? Okay. If no question, we continue with the āhāra already.
Sayaji, regarding the Chitta,
Yes.
regarding the Chitta Adhipati, is it referring to the 89 Chittas? Or
Any chitta that happened at that time in your mind. Yeah. The normal chitta, we are talking about chitta, yes. But it's not all the chitta, only one happened at that time. All right? Yes. The answer is yes, but more specifically is only one chitta. Because for example, you have desire to do something, right? Chanda. You also have effort. But your mind might be weak. Right? So it's talking about the mind might be weak here. But of course, when chitta arise, all these are chanda actually is cetasika. Viriya is also cetasika. Vimamsa is amoha. All these are cetasika. So when the chitta arise, then all these chanda, viriya, vimamsa appear as a cetasika. Is correct. But this chanda here, actually, they are trying to say is actually refer to the more specifically will be this 52 jhavana. All right. Commonly we say 89 chitta, but here actually refer to the here actually it didn't mention here. You only mention here the chanda is 52. Viriya also 52. Oh yeah, chitta is also 52. So more specifically will be only on 52 jhavana. So remember the terms jhavana. Jhavana is in the mental process, in the cognition process, you have the bhavanga, and then the Fido everything, then the the I, after the I, then the receiving, investigating, determining, then there will be 7 jhavana. So refer to jhavana because the jhavana is the one that process the information and appreciate the information. So in future when I publish the Abhidhamma, contemplation of Abhidhamma in daily life, you all will read about more jhavana here. Okay, so I think just now sister go, right?
thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So more specifically, the answer is 52 jhavana. In general, we are talking about any 89 chitta. All right. But I will say in Vipassana point, it refers to the chitta that appear in your mind at that time. There will be more specific, more clear answer. All right. So that's how we see from Indriya linked to become Bala. And then your Bala will help you to have more Adhipati. All right. Okay. And then finally, today we are going to study another one. It's called āhāra. Remember, we are still in this Compendium chapter where it's kind of like mixed between many Dhamma. But it's good to learn this way because I think most people give up Abhidhamma because when they study the 89 Chitta and 52 Cetasika with all the numbers and chart, their mind is so overloaded with information. So most people will not be able to even reach this chapter. So that's why I go for basic class because I hope you all don't focus more on the numbers, just focus more on Dhamma. Okay. All right. So next student, Pui Liu, can you read this one? Pui Liu? Yeah.
Okay. āhāra. āhāra means that brings its effect as special condition. It is divided into 4. Kabalikara āhāra, food that brings about the 8 material groups, of which the 8th is oja. Paso, contact, a mental state that brings about the three types of Vedana. Mano Sanchetana, the mental state, Chetana that brings about rebirth, Pati Sandhi. Saji.
Okay.
Number 4 is Vijnana, consciousness that brings about mind, nama, and matter, rupa, born together. Herein, Kabali Kara Ahara is a material quality, oja, that remains in food.
Okay, so we just leave the other down here because all these are kind of like numbers already. So I will skip all the numbers here. So we just focus here. Ara means that brings its effects as a special condition. So remember we study the āhāra in the 24 condition. So the next assignment for you all will be for those who take out the as certificate diploma will be more to write on the 24 condition also. So āhāra here. It's actually not just food only because we thought āhāra food, but actually āhāra is a cause, it's a condition. All right. So that's the first one is we call it kabali kara āhāra. It's just in a word we talk about oja. Remember in the lupa, you will study the word. You have studied the word oja. Oja means just a nutriment here. And what is this M material group? Okay, so in lupa, you have the one group, we call it when lupa arise, it must arise 8 together minimally. So 8 of them inside one is this oja. So it's like 8 in one. So there's this kabali kara ahara. Because any food you eat, they must have this oja. So later we will read other books. Paso, contact. All right. So we'll bring 3 types of feeling. Vedana will be those sukha, dukkha, adukha, masukha. So you all write down sukha, dukkha, adukha, masukha. So pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, or neutral feeling. And this one is referred to the dependent origination. Okay. Because after contact, there will be feeling. So this is referred to dependent origination. You write down yourself. And then the mano samchetana, or I think this is a different typing. Okay. Yeah. So another typing will be this one, the sanchetana. This one. Okay, should be this one. Yeah. With the curl on the top. This one. Okay. So there's another different version, samchetana. So chetana, you all heard about the word chetana means like karma, all right? Karma means chetana translate as a volition. In the Chetasika, you already see this word, chetana, volition or motivation. So this one will bring about rebirth, so patisandhi. So you got the kabalikara ahara means nutriment. So oja means nutriment. So 8 material group. So we call it, this one is referred to Avini Boga in the chapter of Lupa. It's kind of like how I call it, indivisible. Yeah, group. One group with 8 in one. Okay. So one of them will be Oja. Pasa contact, and then this is the Chetana. All right. So 1, 2, 3 already. So the next one will be down there. Vijnana. All right. So nama lupa. So all these 3 and 4 actually they refer to the dependent origination. Okay. Vijnana pachaya nama lupa. Oh, okay. So you will see in the dependent origination. Yeah, okay. Inseparable. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a mother cow right here. Okay. Inseparable. Yeah, okay. Mm. Okay. All right. Okay. So Vijnana Pachaya Nama Lupa. So you see this in the dependent origination. So that's why it's to come to here you have to remember the dependent origination. So this differ to the dependent origination. So this also refer to dependent origination. Okay. Actually, come to it, I think most of the time also, even the first one. Even this one is also refer to dependent origination. So we can just make a statement. These three of them refer to the dependent origination. All right. So you can just put like 12 factors here. So pasa, pachaya, vedana. You can see dependent origination, contact lead to feeling. Chetana, this one you will see in the karma. In the karma also you can see in the dependent origination. Then vijnana pachaya nama rupa. This is also in the dependent origination. Okay. So we can refer back to whatever previous chapter because this is the chapter and then there will be the next one. So you can see the later chapter we learn now is actually connected to all the earlier chapter. Right. So that's why actually it's not easy to study Abhidhamma because to study the earlier chapter, you also need to remember some of the earlier chapter mention about the later chapter. So when you come to later chapter, you have to remember whatever you learned earlier on. So it's actually full of facts, Abhidhamma. But if we can practice in meditation, it's actually easier to remember them. Right. So. Right. So we go for next one. Okay, Subang, can you read this one?
Yeah, thank you, Sergey. The word nutriment, āhāra, means that which sustains by acting as a strong supporting condition. According to the Sutanta method of explanation, edible food as nutriment sustains the physical body. Contact sustains feeling. Mental volition sustains rebirth in the three realms of existence. Because volition is karma and karma generates rebirth, and consciousness sustains the compound of mind and body. According to the Abhidhamma method, edible food sustains the material phenomena of fourfold origination in the body, and the other three nutriments sustains all the connaissance mental and material phenomena, whereas edible food as matter is indeterminate. The three mental nutriments can be of all three ethical qualities.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So last one. The first one is under the rupa. The first one, the kabalikara ahara. There's a food is abhyakata. So you try to use the word abhyakata. Then the rest will be can be kusala, akusala, abhyakata. He's trying to say like this. Sorry. All right, so let's look for another book. Okay. Next person, all right. Brother Ko, you can read this one, Brother Ko. Yes.
The next group is āhāra, food. Here, āhāra does not mean food, but it means condition or cause. Number one is kabalikara āhāra. It is edible food. Actually, the nutriment that is in the food we eat. This kabalikara āhāra or nutriment brings about the 8 rupas born of āhāra. That is why it is called āhāra. The word āhāra means bringing. That means bring about effects. So Kabalikara āhāra is called āhāra because it brings about the pure octet caused by nutriment. The second is pasa. Pasa is called āhāra because it brings about what? Remember dependent origination. It brings about Vedana. Only when there is pasa can there be Vedana. Only after contact is there Vedana. Actually, pasa and Vedana arise at the same time. But there must be pasa in order for Vedana to arise. So pasa brings Vedana. So it is called āhāra. Number 3 is mano santena. Samtena. That just means chetana, mental volition. There is chetana among the cetasikas. What does chetana bring? Right? Student, it brings vipaka. So, in the book, it says patisandhi. Kusala chetana and akusala chetana bring about rebirth. Then number 4 is vijnana. Vijnana brings about nama rupa as is taught in Paticca Samuppada or dependent origination. Vijnana is called āhāra because it brings about nama rupa. If there were no vijnana, there would be no nama rupa. Nama rupa is said to be conditioned by or to be brought about by vijnana. Vijnana is called āhāra. Kabalikara āhāra is identified with the rupa āhāra. Pasa is identified with pasa cetasika. Mano samcetana is identified with cetana cetasika. Vijnana is identified with citta.
Angie, you're muted.
Sorry. Okay. So for this āhāra, you all need to remember this āhāra is not just talking about the food only, all right? So this āhāra refer to the not just food. So it's refer to the special cause or condition. So you remember this, you see in the āhāra pachaya, all right? In the dependent origination, in the 24 patanas. So you have this Kabali. So the first one is Rupa āhāra, which is Oja. Oja is just a nutriment. This is a normal one. Second one is Pasa. Pasa is just a cetasika. Third one is this one. It's just also a cetasika. Chetana, volition. And last one is Vijnana. So this means that when we study this, you just remember the definition and try to find the ultimate realities paramata. So the first one is Rupa, second one is Pasa, contact, third one is Chetana, and then there this one. And to come to this chapter, of course, you must remember all the Chitta Chittasika you all learned before. Okay. So according to this one will be all according to dependent origination only. Okay. Pasa, Chetana. This one. Pasa brings to feeling. So pasa leads to. So he used the word brings to feeling. 3 feelings. Then Chetana brings to patisandhi. Rebirth. Vijnana bring to Namarupa. So if it's possible, you all can kind of like make your own small notes. Now, why is it used the word brings? Okay. Because of the Pali words āhāra. Okay, so āhāra coming from the word. All right. So from the word āhārati. So it's also good for revision. Now the word harati. So for those who learn Pali, harati means āhārati means brings. So that's why you have the word they brings or means that brings means they cause. So contact causes the feeling. So okay. This is a contact. This is a evolution because sometimes I have to write the English, if not you all lost with the Pali. Chetana is constant, okay? So āhārati brings. From the word harati. Harati means opposite of brings. Takes. Alright? Carries or takes. So means it causes the meaning of brings means causes. So the pasa contact causes the feeling. Chetana, volition causes the rebirth. And chitta in the dependent origination, vijnana, pachaya, nama, lupa. So you see in the dependent origination. So āhāra just a nutriment here. Okay, so that's how the Dhamma here. Actually, it's actually not so difficult, but it's kind of I think is one thing is because of many Pali, and also the scope is very big. From the here is nutriment, so you have to remember 28 lupas, and then you have to remember the dependent origination here. So it's one Dhamma, but it's related to many Dhammas. Okay, any question about this? Okay, so okay, now there's a definition for the abhyagata. Abhyagata vipaka. Now remember abhyagata means not determined as a kusala, akusala. It can be vipaka, kriya, lupa, and nibbana. Right. So this small detail about trying to explain the Kabalikala is abhyagata, pasa is kusala, kusala, abhyagata. Anyway, there's some information here, but I think it's still not so important for basic level. Right. So you can highlight if you want on this page. All right, so if no question, we just stop for a while and we go for a little bit chit chat. Okay, so I think you all can open your video already. I think I see other classes people are opening the video. I said my classes people are switch off the video. All right, okay, now we have 5 minutes, so we do some chit chatting before we do a short sharing of merits. All right, so far from this chapter, what do you actually learn? Or I hope after 2 weeks holiday, you all still can remember some Dhamma here. Forget. All right, start with Thomas. All right.
You mean what I learned from today, from the lesson?
From this chapter.
From this
It's where
chapter.
you have to remember 2 weeks ago. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is I have to say it is a difficult chapter to comprehend because it's very abstract. Because it's only categories, and all the time I
Yes.
need about 10 minutes to know what we're talking about. But finally, then I know.
Okay.
From 2 weeks ago, you're asking me too fast now, to be honest.
Okay, for today only. Let's say if you cannot remember 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's a very abstract. That's why I tell you very beginning, it's kind of bored, you know. By just looking at the book, it's kind of bored, you know. With so many kind of like it's kind of like associate or disassociate information here and there, right? Yeah.
Now I can of course remember the quality of Bala, which is the quality of power, which means faculty is very very strong and cannot be shaken. And the difference between the Adhipati and the
Indriya.
Indriya, exactly,
Yes. Yeah.
is that the Adhipati is absolute dominant. So that only this one factor can be present, for example, virya, and overrules every other factor in the mind in chitta. And actually, I found very interesting that oja is indeterminate in an ethical sense of the meaning. Then I understood, because food is not kusala and food is not akusala. Food is just food.
That's the only reason.
Yeah,
Actually,
and
it's very easy.
that's
It's trying to determine whether it's kusala or akusala. Since it's not kusala, not akusala, it's called abhyagata. You know, abhyagata, like just now, it can be what nibbana. Even nibbana is abhyagata. But actually, just to go for, I think it's very helpful if people really practice vipassana. So when you practice vipassana, you understand Abhidhamma better. Or when you practice Abhidhamma, you understand vipassana better. Actually, they are really help each other. Vipassana is more practice and Abhidhamma is actually very theoretical. Okay. Anyway, thanks for sharing. All right, Shini. Yes. You can do some sharing here before we end this session. Yeah.
Saji, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to understand why we are studying this.
Why is studying this? Because it's inside the book. That's the reason. I can skip this one, but it's not because in
No.
Myanmar, Abhidhamma
What I
is
mean is, sorry to interrupt. What I mean
Yes.
is that, for me, maybe the way that I need to understand is to have a background on why we study this. So like chitta, I understand, because it happens, every short time. But this one I haven't, understood the
reason.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The reason is because like Bala, you have to see when we say Bala. For example, fate, your fate can be Indriya. After that, it can be Bala. I think it's more on if you can apply in meditation, it's clear to people. And also, I think it's helpful if when we listen to Dhamma talk, then we know where is the teacher or at which angle the teacher is coming from. Sometimes the teacher will talk is Indriya. Sometimes the teacher will talk in Bala. It's helpful when we understand Dhamma. And also because the chapter here is linked with, it's very big scope. It linked with the dependent origination. It linked with lots of Dhamma talk. So it's helpful if we understand, help us in understand the Dhamma talk, I would say. But don't worry, after this chapter, it will be more, the next chapter will be more, I think, interesting on the Bojjhanga, is it? The next chapter will be more on the Ayatana and then the 5 aggregates. This one we can finish in one day next week. After that, we will go for the meditation. I think that's will interested more of you, right? The next chapter. Before the next chapter, we have one section for this chapter. After that will be on meditation. Then everybody will be more wake up. All right. Okay. Yes. All right. How about I think Shinny is a first time learn Abhidhamma. Thomas also first time learn Abhidhamma, right? I think most of you are first time except brother Carl, brother Cole. I think Jet she listened to Abhidhamma here and there before. Right? Yes.
Ask
Brother
one question.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Yes. Sure. Brother Lip. Yes, you can ask question. Yes.
How does Chetana brings about rebirth?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Chetana is when we say karma, what is karma? Karma means Chetana. Karma means volition. Yes. For example, when you say when you walk on the road, you intentionally step on ants. There's no Chetana. It's intentionally because there's no volition. There's no motivation or use the word motivation. So it will not create karma. But intentionally step on ants, then it will create the karma. So, and karma will lead to rebirth, patisandhi.
No,
Okay.
but you said the mind volition will brings you to rebirth.
Yes, yes. Karma will create. Chetana means karma.
You
Karma
mean
will lead to rebirth. All right.
it's the karma that causes the whole thing to rebirth.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Because of karma, then somebody go to good place or bad place. All right.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Pui Liu, you want to say something? Or Brother Kao? Sorry, Brother Ko, you want to say something?
Yes, in a way.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
To,
yes.
to answer to some of the students about whether to
Okay.
study Abhidhamma or not, from my
Yeah.
perspective,
Yeah.
to me, if you want to learn something, I have to learn in a way where I can understand. Then only I know how to apply. So previously, when I was learning through Dharma talks, I find that it's scattered here and there. How do you
Yes.
correlate them is one thing which is very what they call difficult for me to grasp it. So there may be a lot of information, but there is no linkages. So when I study Abhidhamma, I find that the link become more clearer, even though there's still a lot of what they call a lot of things that I need to learn how to link them together from various perspectives. But at least now I can understand that, okay, how the mind and the body interacts, and how the chitta and chittasika interacts, and how this influence the state of our overall mind. And that allows me to decide which way I want to go. And that makes my, what you call, the mind state becomes more kusala, with a structured way, or some sort of a clear direction. In the past, we tend to have our own opinion. This is good, that is bad. So that may be true, may be wrong, because our right may not be wholesome. But in the Abhidhamma, they have clear definitions about what is called wholesome. Not only right, ethically right, but it has to be wholesome as well. So that way it clears up my mind, and it helps me when it comes to the meditation aspect. Even though
true.
I'm not able to have so-called good concentration, but at least there is a certain amount of a focus that I can utilize to redirect the orientation of my mind state. And that becomes very helpful. And in a way, it brings up the sada, the confidence about the Dharma. And it actually brings you to another level, or to me, to another level, that I find that when I start to read sutta, there's less doubt in my mind. And when I actually learn Abhidhamma, or even the commentary, it actually further explains the details, the final details. So it becomes very meaningful. And I wish that I had studied earlier, like Sayaji, where he studied very early. So it got longer time span to digest and to apply in our daily lives. But anyway, whether it's later or earlier, it's still better when we are still aware and being capable, and we can actually influence maybe our future direction in terms of rebirth and whatever it is. So to all the kilometers which is in the Zoom now, I encourage you to actually pursue. Yes, initially it's tough. It's just that the Chinese saying, 先甜后苦. There's no such thing as you go the easy way and you get a sweet or you get a good fruit. There is always challenges. And the challenge, if you can overcome it, you find that these are the teachers. It's not so much of a problem when you have the answer. It is actually a teacher to your learning curve. So to me, if you have any obstacles along the way, seek out for answer. Don't stop at it. Once you stop at it, the problem still persists. But if you actually manage to get the answer, then the problem is no more a problem. There are answers there. There may be a few answers because depending on your level of your development in terms of mental as well as in terms of your understanding. So maybe I'll share until here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I think just sum up, Brother Brother Ko said, he's like organization, right? Organization of information, which I actually really appreciate because when I read Sutta, I started to learn Dhamma. I follow a monk, and then his place is nothing but he has lots of Dhamma book. So I get hold of the Majjhima Nikaya, Samyutta Nikaya. He have 4 Nikaya, the Buddhas. You all heard about Tipitaka. There are 4 major books: the long length discourse, the middle length discourse, connected discourse, the Anguttara. So I get hold of 4 very thick Sutta book as thick as this. So I read from beginning to end, beginning to end. I feel information here and there, here and there, here and there, here and there. So, I can read very fast, and then I have 3 months. So I spent 3 months read all the four books. But it's very disorganized, Finally, very lucky, he also recommend me to read the Visuddhimagga, the path of purification. So I come across one book really explain the Buddha's teaching systematically about how to practice meditation. Then after that, because I work as a translator, when as a stylist, still as a translator, then my teacher used to tell me his Dhamma talk was full of some Abhidhamma information, not all but some. Then I realized that I need to read Abhidhamma book. So I get hold of the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma and try to read by myself. The book is actually quite tough for beginners, right? You just read it with all the facts and numbers. Oh, I really give up. I give up the book, I think at least 3 or 4 times, because at the time I had no teacher. I think you all are more lucky than me, You will just open the computer or handphone, you got instant teacher, and then you sit there, drink the instant coffee. While the teacher was giving the Dhamma talk very tired, and then at Thursday you all drink, then after a while you pause it, you go to the toilet and come back. When I learned Abhidhamma, actually really no teacher, very tough. But I persevere for more than I think 2 years. Try to read myself. Yeah. But I find it like Brother Ko said, it's very helpful to have the kind of organization of information. Then I know, okay, I need to read about Chitta, Chittasika, then I need about Lupa. And then it's the first time actually I teach this chapter. Of course, I read this chapter by myself. I learn by myself. I get all the numbers here and there by reading few books like just now. Right. It's the first time I teach this chapter. But it's good because I already practice some Vipassana, so I can digest the information here easily compared to when I started. When I started, my Abhidhamma knowledge was very weak. My meditation was not at that level to understand it. So now, of course, at that time my teacher, because my teacher he was a real doctor. Then he renounced the world and become a monk. But he cannot teach me Abhidhamma because he did not learn traditional in the Myanmar. And then Thomas, you've been to Myanmar, there are some monks who are very expert in Abhidhamma and whatever, right? And then my teacher, he's not the normal traditional Burmese monk. Because he was a monk, then he renounced, but he can practice Vipassana well and he can share Vipassana knowledge to me. All right. That's why I'll be able to share my Vipassana knowledge with you all. Thanks to my teacher. Okay. So in short, Abhidhamma give you a very good organization of information. All right. So if you realize that if you don't read this chapter, if you just skip this chapter, if you just read all the Chitta, Chittasika, Lupa, and maybe you read something about Nibbana, you still need some missing information. How are you going to link the Chitta and Chittasika? How are you going to link the Chitta, Chittasika, Lupa? There's another organization of information needed here. Of course, when you read about dependent origination, you also can see Chitta, Chittasika, and Lupa, right? We are just saying that there are different viewpoints on how we can organize the information. So this chapter will provide you another viewpoint. And it's very helpful, like we say, you can see from Indriya to Bala to Adhipati. And now we cover the chapter of āhāra, nutriment, or it's a special course. Okay. Anyway, if any other student want to do some sharing before we do some sharing of merits, how about Vera? I think Vera, you only learned the first chapter, right? Vera, Oi? I think I taught in Penang, she only learned first or second chapter.
Good evening, Saji. Yeah, I learned from you several times.
you
You came to
Can
Malaysia.
you turn your screen on? Yeah, just join the discussion. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Nice screen.
Chinese New Year.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Then,
Yes.
then I did learn from other teachers, but they are quite slow because they go very, very
Yeah.
slow.
Very slow. Yes.
So the Cheetah 1 year, but
Oh
because
yeah.
they went, the monks went for Vasa and all that, then we'll stop again. Then next year, Chitasika. So we haven't finished the Chitasika for 2 years. Then the third year, don't know when we are
Yeah.
going to continue. So I read from myself. For myself, I read myself. Then, but I on and off like I finished the whole chapter already until the end, meditation and all that. But some like now age catching up already, sometimes forget here and there lah. So like what you say just now, 52 javanas, I was thinking, alamak, I forgot 46 or 26 or 29 together, what I forgot. So this is
Okay.
a very good, now Saiji having this Abhidhamma class, it helps a lot in my revision, you know, most of the time. Then sometimes like just now when you go through the Indriya, Bala, and Adhipati, that helps a lot because I forgot most of them.
Yeah. It help to remember the information. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Indriya then becomes stronger, Bala, then the predominant. You say, yeah, I read it before. And most of them didn't use it, isn't it? Most of the time we didn't use it when we read. Then later when you heard about it, then you remember, oh, I have read it before. Okay. Then you can remember. Very good.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
time is like the Chinese, they call it xun, like
Huh? Him.
in a shin, how to say? Just like when you go through the first level, the first
Chim.
you
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
through one time, then
Deeper. Deep. Yes.
just
Yeah.
okay. Then the second time, you read before but you forgotten about it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you understand more. Then the third time you read it, you understand another level up. That.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Brother Jack, you want to say something from Macau? No. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. If anybody want to say something, no. All right. Jay, I think
Saiji,
Jay is not free. Yeah. Yes, Brother Ko.
Saiji.
Yeah.
Just to respond to Sister Wei's problem, I too went through those study, so it's very erratic until I came across this Venerable Chakapala from Singapore. So actually, he gave those under Abhidhamma based on the Burma's syllabus. So he actually goes through the CMA over, I think, 3 or 4 years. But that is a step by step, and then he correlate the CMA Abhidhamma with Supas. So it's actually very helpful. Then the second one I joined also is Venerable Pania from Myanmar. He also conduct a series of Abhidhamma classes. So I think all these are available in the YouTube. So you can actually search for it, and then you follow one of the series that you might be able to, if you want to go at the faster speed, you can actually go through the YouTube, maybe one lessons in a day, or you want to do it once in a week is also okay.
Okay. Later
Previously,
you can share with them. Okay. Share with them the link there. All right.
Okay, okay. Previously,
I
we
think
attend over the
yes,
Zoom is actually
yes,
weekly. So
yeah.
you're probably about 40 over lessons or close to 40 lessons. Okay. So it's
Yeah.
actually quite nice in the sense that the pace is quite good for us who are busy with household work. So sometimes we don't have enough time to revise. So weekly will be quite good. But if you have the time, you want to do it on a daily basis, it's also okay. It's at your own pace. I can
Okay.
get the link and share
Okay.
the group. Mm.
All right. Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing. Okay. I think Abhidhamma is I think the problem is people kind of like scared of information. Also, I think also very important is like we just not say chanda. Chanda is very important. Because when I learn Abhidhamma, I really have a strong desire to learn it. Because it's like if I don't learn it, it's like piece of missing puzzle in my brain. I don't like it. Because as a translator, my job is translate from English to Chinese, Chinese to English because my teacher is a Burmese. He was a Burmese monk, so he cannot speak Chinese, right? And then the people who learn meditation all Chinese. So I need to translate. When I translate, I have the responsibility to make sure I don't translate wrongly. All right. So that's why the desire was strong there. So I had Chanda Dipati, and I also have Viriya because at the time when I start become a translator, I only 35, around 35, so still young. Now, of course, now you all say I'm quite young, I'm still young. Okay, so yeah, Viriya is strong, and then the mind also strong because in the meditation center, one thing good the distraction was not there or we don't have internet or all. You know, when I learned Abhidhamma, there's no internet. At that time also no YouTube. No internet, no YouTube. Somebody very kind give me the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma. I think that's brother, I forget, brother Chua. Yeah, he gave me the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma. He gave me the recording. So I listened to recording and then the book. I studied few times by myself, no teacher at all. I studied 5 times now, more than that. You know, I only listen to recording 1 time, 2 time. So I will tell you my chanda is strong, my virya is strong, my mind is strong because in meditation center, no distraction. And finally, vimansa. How do we get this vimansa? Is by vipassana. Okay. Like in the meditation center, you all know about Namarupa. You also read Abhidhamma about Namarupa, you read about Chitta Cetasika, but how are you going to see it? It's only through the vipassana. Without the vipassana, there's no way you're going to develop your vimansa adhipati. Okay, so we are kind of do a sum up here. So make sure your indriya you develop to become bala. Okay, for example, how many indriya? The 5 things we have: sada. The first one sada. Second one will be Thomas. Forget.
Indriya, Sada,
Sada.
Chanda,
All right.
Chanda. No.
Sada, viriya, sati, samadhi. Panya. All right. So you forget the Bible. Okay. Make sure your faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. So make sure your indriya becomes so strong, become bala, is unshakable. Right? So if become unshakable, then make sure you also have the adhipati. So adhipati is helpful not only in meditation, only also in your worldly job. You know, when you have the chanda, especially to do good, make sure it's very strong. Unstoppable. Let's say even you got many problem. Like now, actually, I'll tell you, it's not easy in Myanmar. To check your WhatsApp message. You know how difficult it is. There's no V. There's is the government you all know is banned already. So I had to turn on the VPN. So the VPN does not work on my computer. I had to switch on the message on my handphone. For my handphone, check the message. Then for the message, if I need to send document, I had to email myself to my computer. Then for my computer, I need to do something to send the file to you. I have to email back to my handphone. You know, it's not easy, but I have to make sure my chanda is very strong. You know, to to overcome all this even mundane stuff. Not easy. Now with the political situation. All right. Okay, so we going to end the session here. Thank you for joining in, and thank you that you all still have the strong Chanda Adhipati to learn the Abhidhamma. Up to this now already, I think we already more than half a year on this Abhidhamma, basic Abhidhamma course. So we will do the sharing of merit. So put the hand together and we just do a short one. Okay. We share the merits of learning the Abhidhamma and apply the teaching of Abhidhamma knowledge in our meditation practice with all the sentient beings. Imano punya bagam sabba satanam dema. Imano punya bagam sabba satanam dema. Imano punya bagam sabba satanam dema. We also share the merits with our departed friends and families who have passed away. Idam no nyatina hotu sugita hontu nyatayo. Idam no nyatina hotu sugita hontu nyatayo. Idam no nyatina hotu sugita hontu nyatayo. Okay, now finally we will do the radiation loving kindness. Sabe sata sukita hontu, avera hontu, abya paja hontu, aniga hontu, suki atanam, paliharantu, dukkha muchantu, yada lada sampatito, mavigachantu kamasaka. Udam yawa bhava gacha ado yawa avichito samanta chakawalisu yesata patavichara abhya paja niveraja nidukhacha nupadawa. Udam yawa bawa gacha ado yawa avichito samanta chakawalisu yesata uda kechara abhya paja niveraja nidukacha nupadawa. Udam yawa bawa gacha ado yawa avichito samanta chakawalisu yesata agasi chara abhya paja niveraja nidukacha nupadawa. Okay, let us say Buddha Sasana Chiram Titatu. Buddha sasanam chiranti tatu. Buddha sasanam chiranti tatu. Buddha sasanam chiranti tatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Thank you for joining in.